Let's get ready to rumble!
We ready? We ready? I would just play the actual song, but it's a little too early for the video to get copyrighted. For y'all. If you guys couldn't tell, we got the Buccaneers rebuild going today. Madden, what does Baker got to do to get you off of his dick? Normal dev, after taking the Buccaneers to the playoffs and beating the Eagles in the playoffs, literally a drive away from making the NFC Championship. I know he threw a pick on that last drive, but there was also a dropped pick in the end zone by the Buccaneers. Mike Evans dropped a pass into an interception. Like, bro, get off his dick. So I gave him star dev. Anyways, let's do a little bit of an intro. Welcome to the video. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 and we are doing a giveaway. All you gotta do to be entered into the all you gotta do to be entered into the giveaway is be subscribed to the channel within the first 1,000 subscribers. Send me a screenshot of it on Instagram. My Instagram will be like right here at the top. And there will also be a link in the description, and you'll be entered into a giveaway for a free NFL jersey of your choice. It's that simple. Subscribing is free. Taking a screenshot is free. Sending a DM on Instagram is free. And then you also get to be subscribed to the best channel on YouTube. So let's get into this Buccaneers rebuild. Make sure you subscribe and like right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of your life. I'm just kidding. I would never wish that on any of you guys. Jesus loves you. No such thing as bad luck. But let's talk about the Buccaneers. That was a pretty hype intro. Oh. So Buccaneers are an interesting team to me. I had no faith in them going into last year. I love Baker Mayfield, OU legend. He has a special place in my heart. I just lost a little bit of faith. I can't even lie. But he proved me wrong. That's all I got to say. Baker will continue to prove you wrong if you doubt him. But I am kind of doubting him going into this season as well because the Falcons got Kirk Cousins. Their division already sucks. Let's be real. The Bucs would not have made the playoffs if they were in any other division last year. And now the Falcons are going to have an actual quarterback and are probably going to win like 10, 11 games. And I don't see two teams make it out of the South because two teams will make it out of the East, two teams will make it out of the West, two teams will make it out of the North. So Buccaneers have to win the division this year. I hope they do. Very little faith. But regardless, pretty good roster. They extended Mike Evans. They got Chris Godwin. They extended my boy Baker Mayfield. Rashad White, very underrated running back in the league. I think he started getting a little bit of the praise he deserves there at the end of the year. Tristan Wirfs, slightly overrated. Highest paid O-lineman of all time now. The rest of the O-line needs some work, especially here on the interior. Could use some work at tight end. I think Otton is slightly better than a 75 overall. Maybe like a 76, 77. Really no big deal. And the defense honestly fucking sucks. I hate the defense. Antoine Winfield, best safety in the league. Levante David, old and washed. Vita Vea, costs too much money. Corner group, insanely overrated. Why is Jamel Dean an 86 overall? I don't know. Maybe I'm a hater. I'm not a fan of Jamel Dean. That's all I got to say. I think this team needs some work. We're going to turn it into a good roster, and we're going to keep Baker around unless he starts sucking ass. Big shout out to the Good Time Podcast, aka my brother, for this suggestion on this video. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. There should be an episode coming out soon with yours truly on it, so make sure you're subscribed twice so that you can, keep up for whenever that comes out. But I feel like this intro is getting longer than it needs to be, so let's get on to the rebuild. Okay, I think we need to all take a breather. So the biggest focuses on this team right now that we need to look at is interior O-line, the D-line, and the pass rush especially. So we're going to start Chris Braswell as a pass rusher this year. I don't see that being very successful. He's only a 72 overall. He'd have to get some lucky stats, maybe a dev up. But regardless, the pass rush does still need work. We're also going to start Smith at safety. Try to get these younger players starting to develop as soon as possible. But the D-line needs work as well. So we're definitely going to scout the D-line and the pass rushers because I think the O-linemen are a little bit easier to hit on in the draft. You can normally find pretty good ones pretty easily. So we're going to be scouting D-ends and outside linebackers here for our Tier 3 scout. And then for the season goal, I do want to set it to make the playoffs, but the Panthers are pretty good at Madden. The Falcons are okay. You know what? We're going to set the season goal to make the playoffs. I have faith in my boy Baker. If we get him in the right playbook, we should be fine because this is Madden and all that matters is playbooks. They're in a West Coast zone run, so I'm going to use the Dallas Cowboys playbook because the Cowboys are good every year, so may as well try it out. Don't know what defensive playbooks are good this year. Last year it was the Raiders that I like to use the most, so we're going to try that out again here. Max Crosby likes to win Defensive Player of the Year a lot, so clearly it's good enough. I'm so energetic right now. I did not need this Red Bull. But with all that being said, it is time to get to the midseason of year one. Let's see how the Buccaneers start off the season. Let's go for like 3 or 4 wins here for the first midseason. I'll see you guys there. What did I say? If we gave Baker the right playbook, we would see success. We are 6-1 at the midseason. I will take that any given day of any given week, and Baker Mayfield is leading the league in passing yards. He also has a 15-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. Rachaad White is struggling a little bit on the ground, doing good with touchdowns, just not the best yards per carry. The higher his overall gets, the better it'll get. Not too concerned. Mike Evans, 650 yards, 4 touchdowns. Chris Godwin, almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns so far. O-line, not playing terrible. I've seen like 100 times worse than this before. We allowed 9 sacks for 7 games. It's actually pretty great. And are we getting to the quarterback at all? Vita Vea has 4.5 sacks. Treon Shoyinka, 2.5. Outside of that, not too much going on there. But beautiful start to the season. We could really fall off the second half of the year and still probably get a playoff spot, which is great. 21 players ready to negotiate is a little bit scary. Okay, Tristan Wirfs literally just got re-signed. Like, oh my God. Don't tell me Baker's here. I'm going to be pissed off. Okay, Baker's not here. We have to re-sign Tristan Wirfs, unfortunately. We'll probably end up having to pay him a little bit less than they did in real life, so maybe this is for the better. 3 years, I think that was like $90 million. I honestly should have paid closer attention. Chris Godwin, 28 years old. I don't want to give him a 4-year deal. I'll give him 3 years, $46 million. He does take it. That's beautiful. Bryce Hall, could care less about keeping him around. Lavonte David, I would be okay with keeping him around for another year, but he's going to be a lower overall by the end of the season, and we could get him for less money. And then outside of that, none of these players are really calling my name to re-sign right now. We'll definitely peep back at the end of the year, see if there's anybody we want to grab. And then for the scouting national focus, the strengths of the draft class are none of our positions, but I do still want a pretty good pass rusher. Most of our sacks so far are coming from the interior D-line, so we're going to try to get a good pass rusher in this year's draft. Other than that, we're ready to get to the end of the year. Let's see how the team finishes off. We started off 6-1. Baker is so hot. You know how hard it would get me to see Baker win MVP. Let's get to the end of the year. Let's see how it goes. So that's about the last thing I expected. We go from 6-1 to 9-8, so we win 3-7 in the last 10 games, and we miss the playoffs. Let's see what happened. Baker played insanely good. 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, so we can't put the blame on Baker. He had a 109 pass rating. A little bit of it should go on Rachaad White. Didn't average even 4 yards a carry, 62 yards a game, 2 fumbles, only 8 touchdowns. Mike Evans played good, almost 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. Chris Godwin played good, almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard even played pretty good. Was the O-line pretty decent? The O-line was actually pretty decent. I really am not seeing what the problem was. Lavonte David led the team in tackles, 120. 20 TFLs and 12 sacks out of Vita Vea. We also got 7 sacks out of Treon Shoyinka. I mean, didn't have many interceptions, but I don't see how this is a 9-8 team. I don't know. Baker came 3rd for MVP. Fortunately, his year may have been good enough to go up to Superstar. I'm just a little salty that we just sold that season that bad. Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC goes to Christian McCaffrey. We came in 6th with Baker Mayfield. We came in 8th with Mike Evans. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. We came in 3rd with Vita Vea. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Caleb Williams. No Buccaneers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Braylon Trice for the Falcons. That's interesting. And no Buccaneers. So, shout out Baker. That was a great year from him. I don't know. What was the problem? Let's see. We were 22nd in points per game allowed on defense. 29th in pass yards per game allowed on defense. So, I guess it was all the defense's fault. So, it's not Baker's fault. Can't put any of the blame on Baker. Let's just get ready for year 2, I guess. And it looks like we had a Ravens-Packers Super. That would actually be a pretty sick Super Bowl, I can't lie. Baltimore Ravens come out on top. Lamar Jackson finally gets the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott won MVP for whatever reason. I love Madden. I love how they just slurp up the Cowboys' big juice. He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I loved it. Baker's up to Superstar. Let's go. That's all we needed. That's perfect. Let's go. We've lost Lavonte David. That's unfortunate, but who really cares? He was like 90 years old. We need a lot of linebacker help. We need pass rush help and off-ball linebacker help. Kalijah Cansey's up to an 80 overall, so that's always a positive. This defense needs a lot of work. They're the reason we didn't make the playoffs, and now they're even worse, so that's great. Anyways, let's get back into the re-signings that we may have missed out on. Bryce Hall, I mean, he did get a dev up, and our secondary is really weak, so we may as well just bring him back. All right, whatever. You're not going to get signed by anybody! Greg Gaines didn't do much. We can let him go. Treon Shoyinka actually played pretty decent, but he's asking for too much money, and he's not even interested. KJ Britt we don't need. Sterling Shepard played good, but he's 32. I don't really see anybody here that I really want to bring back, so we're going to have some money to work with in free agency. You know what would be just great? If there was just a beautiful, nice little pass rusher sitting here for me in free agency. That would be just the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Don't really need JOK. He could be a good off-ball linebacker. Chase Young would be fine. We could just move him to linebacker. He normally doesn't play very good in franchise. He got 4 sacks last year, yeah. I'm so interested in that. We could get JOK as an off-ball linebacker, but we could also get Nick Bolton. He only wants $11 million per year to JOK's 26. I want to say that's because the game thinks he needs to be paid as much as edge rushers because he's an outside linebacker for whatever reason. But we could get Nick Bolton because even though we'll have to compensate for him not being interested, it still probably won't be as much as JOK. I'd like to get Paulson Adebo as well. He's also not interested. All the players I want are not interested in playing for us, unfortunately. Bobby Wagner would be a little band-aid fix for linebacker as well if we can't get any of the other guys. Marquise Brown would be a good third receiver option. There's definitely some room to work with here. All right, so in free agency, we are going to try to get Nick Bolton. Looks like teams are giving him even better offers. I'm willing to overpay for him, honestly. Like, let's think about what we would have had to pay JOK and put it into perspective. Holy shit, can you stop busting my ball? All right, 6 years, $102 million. I'm not going higher than that. I don't even care. We're his top offer, kind of. Paulson Adebo, we're going to try to get him. Don't think we will. Yeah, I mean, let's just see what happens. I think we're only going to get Marquise Brown. But, yeah, we do only get Marquise Brown. JOK is still here. I don't want to pay you $26 million a year. That is the thing. I do think we're going to try to get Bobby Wagner. He's going to be our little band-aid linebacker for this year. And then we're going to go for Xavier Howard as well. Going to be like another band-aid player to just kind of plug in until, you know, players start developing. So Xavier Howard and Bobby Wagner, 2 vets to add to this defense. We got Bobby Wagner, and I don't think we got Xavier Howard, so whatever. Who even cares? Let's send to the draft. So in the draft, we definitely need a guard, but the O-line did play pretty decent last year, so I'm okay with just getting one for now. Otten went up to superstar, or went up to star, so we don't really need a new tight end for anytime soon. We need another middle linebacker. Another pass rusher would be great. Another D lineman would be great. Another corner would be great. Oh, this is we're gonna have to actually kind of slowly put this team together. I cannot believe we went from 6-1 to 9-8. I genuinely cannot believe that. There's some pretty good pass rushers that are pretty much gonna fall to where we're at. There's some really good corners in this draft. Like, would it almost be worth it to just trade up to 10? Or like if we could just keep 15 and get this corner, then also get like 14, 16, or 17 to also get a pass rusher. I think that might be the play. Let's see if we can get I think it was the Colts pick, but while also keeping our first round pick. Wow, we're not gonna be able to get this pick. So we got a pick between the corner and the linebackers. We're going to see who the best available is. This team's going to be hard to put together. I can't even lie. I'm trying, though. That's all I can tell you is I'm going to try my absolute best. Baker's going to prosper. That's all I got to say. Because if we could build this defense, we'll be fine. We just got to build it before Baker's old and washed. So Matthias Baker is 22 out of Florida State. Great strength, good speed, good excel. Doesn't look crazy. He does have A finesse moves. That's like about it. Ugh, this is so hard. What about Wyatt Blackburn? 21 years old out of Oregon. Elite speed, elite jumping, great acceleration. Also has A finesse moves, also has A awareness. B hit power, B pursuit. He looks pretty good. The only corner that looks like be somebody I would take over him isn't projected to go till the 2nd to 3rd round. So maybe we could get 2. Maybe we can get 2 positions we need. Wyatt Blackburn, welcome to the Buccaneers. A scouting report. Roger Goodell, get the fuck off my screen. Hidden dev. Let's go. Okay, we got a good pass rusher. We're going to try to snag a corner here in the 2nd round. Then we'll try to draft like a guard in the 3rd round. And I think we'll call it there for this draft. Show me a good corner that's left, baby. Come on. I don't remember the corner we were looking at. This guy's name is David Harris. He's 21. Doesn't look too crazy. I miss whenever you could just alternate between them with the trigger. That shit was awesome. Amari Minor, 21. Looks pretty decent. B-man, B-press, B-zone, C to F awareness. He's probably pretty low overall, but he's 6'4". He's 21 years old. He's going to have hidden dev. B, good pick. Hidden dev, 94 speed, 94 acceleration. 2 good picks in a row. I will take it. Now we're going to get a hidden dev guard here in the 3rd round. And then our draft's going to be complete. And then the team's going to be better. And then all of our rookies are going to play beautifully. And then we're going to make the playoffs next year instead of, you know, starting off 6-1 and then missing the playoffs. This guy actually looks pretty good. Troy Anderson, 22 out of Kansas State. Not the strongest, but he looks like a pretty good athlete. Bad run blocker. Good pass blocker. We passed pretty good last season, so Troy Anderson, you're perfect for us. A+ hidden dev. Let's go. Let's get to the draft recap. Let's see how we did. I think this draft went pretty good. especially if that pass rusher could be a pretty good overall. I think he's going to play pretty good. If we could get him Rookie of the Year and get him a dev up, we're about to be locked in, baby. We're about to be locked in! All right, the pass rusher's a 76 overall. The corner, who I was less confident in, is a 77 overall. The guard's a 75. CPU even drafted us a 72 overall linebacker. I will definitely take that. And they got a 70 overall D tackle, who has hidden dev. So if we end up losing Vita Vea at some point, we have a rookie replacement, because there probably is a chance we do, because he's going to ask for a lot of money when we re-sign him. And we got one of these late round blocking tight ends who also probably has normal dev, because Madden for some reason thinks that draft classes are just full with Mercedes Lewis and they're all the best. So like, can you genuinely think of like one tight end that like all he's good at is blocking? Like George Kittle's a great blocker, but he's good at other things. Maybe I'm just a casual and I don't pay attention enough, but like outside of Mercedes Lewis, I can't think of anybody. So this is how the offense looks going into the season. I actually think it looks pretty good. And yes, the tight end did have hidden dev like I expected. But we made the O-line a little bit better. We got Marquise Brown in the offseason, so Baker has a beautiful receiving core to throw to. And then we got a new pass rusher, which I'm very excited to see how he's going to do. We have a new starting corner. The defense actually already looks a lot better, so I will definitely take it. I think we should be in for a good year here. I'd rather not start 6-1 at this point, because apparently starting 6-1 is how you don't make the playoffs. So hopefully we start like 3-4 and then we'll finish like 10-7 and then we'll actually sneak in. I've once made the playoffs while going 6-11 in Madden before, by the way. We're going to set the season goal to make the playoffs. We were close last year. I don't see any reason we couldn't do it this year, especially if our rookies play pretty good. And then for scouts, shit, what am I going to scout? We got Tristan Wirfs locked down. The rest of the O-line looks pretty decent. We could scout a lineman, but I don't think that's really like necessary. We got a new pass rusher, but we could still use another one and another D lineman. So should I just leave the scouts the same? Yeah, I'm going to leave the scouts the same, because we should be good on receiver for a bit. We should have a couple more years out of Mike Evans. We just extended Chris Godwin, and then we can worry about the receivers later. So yeah, let's get to the midseason of year 2. Show me 4 wins. That's what I want. I don't want 6. Well, that's not good. We're 6-1. Once again at the midseason. Is Baker still playing like a god? Baker Godfield, 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. Isn't this like the same shit as... I'm getting PTSD. Rashad White's actually averaging 4 yards per carry, has 5 touchdowns on the ground. Mike Evans balling out. Chris Godwin balling out. Marquise Brown's even balling out. O-line's playing beautifully. Let me do some quick max. 7, 9, I think. Yeah, 9 sacks allowed through 7 games. Beautiful. Are we getting to the quarterback, especially with our new rookie? 3 sacks out of the rookie. That's all you got to show me. I'm happy. I'm hard. Blood's flowing. Let's take a look at these re-signings. 16 players ready to negotiate. $89 million. And Mike Evans is already here whenever I said we didn't need to scout receivers. I would like to bring him back, but this is expensive. How long did they re-sign Mike Evans for? Did they not put his contract in here? They didn't put Tristan Wirfs, so probably not. He did get extended. Yeah, I'm an idiot. He did get extended. If I could get him back for like 2 years... maybe up the money a little bit, 2 years, $42 million. Perfect. I don't want him for 3 more years. 2 is perfect. Rashad White, I would love to have you back. I'll even give you 4 years, $26 million. Thank you for coming back. We can worry about Christian Izzian later. You don't even have a picture, so clearly you're not relevant. Kate Otten is actually starting to progress pretty well, and 3 years, 24 is pretty affordable, so we'll bring him back as well. Luke Gaidek, asking for too much money for how good he is. Let's just leave it there. And nobody else is really catching my eye. Bobby Wagner's kind of a Band-Aid guy for now. So we'll go back. We'll look back at the re-signings at the end of the year. For now, we'll do our national scouting focus. Outside linebacker's a weakness. We're going to do DN this time. We could use another D lineman, and even if we draft a DN who's an edge rusher, we can always just move him to linebacker. So DN's always a good focus scout position. And now we're ready to get to the end of the year. So just don't go 9-8 again, please, dear God. And we finish off year 2, 12-5. We take the division and make the playoffs this year. Let's see how everybody played. I hope Baker balled out again. Maybe he won MVP. Probably not. 3,500 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 picks. That is still a great year. Rashad White was pretty good. 1,000 yards, 4 per carry, 14 touchdowns, and no fumbles this year. 1,000 yards out of Mike Evans, 6 touchdowns. 900 out of Chris Godwin, 10 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, not many touchdowns, but 650 yards I will take. O-line was decent. We're probably going to draft a new tackle this year. But everybody else was actually pretty good. I'll definitely take it. Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 113. 16 TFLs out of Chris Braswell, 14 out of Wyatt Blackburn, 12 out of Vita Vea, 12 out of Kalijah Cansey, 9.5 sacks out of Vita Vea, 8 out of Kalijah Cansey, 5.5 out of Wyatt Blackburn, 4 out of Chris Braswell. This is probably not going to be enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year, unfortunately. 5 picks out of Tyke Smith, 3 out of Jordan Whitehead, 2 out of Bobby Wagner, 2 out of Jamel Dean, 2 out of Amari Minor, 1 out of Zion McCollum. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. Yay! Baker Mayfield comes in 5th place. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Dak Prescott. 7th place goes to Baker Mayfield. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Fred Warner. No Buccaneers. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Evan Dawson for the Cowboys. No Buccaneers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Donovan Nash for the Seahawks. We actually came in 2nd place for Defensive Rookie of the Year, so we were very close. Didn't expect to win it anyway, so my feelings are not hurt. But it all comes full circle. We got a wild card game that we are hosting against the Eagles. They won it this year. Can we win it again? We have 1 overall on them, and we had a better record. So can we win the game? Please, that's all I'm asking. Just 1 playoff win. Can somebody just kill me? We just lost by 21. We just lost by 21. We just lost by 21 to a team that we were higher overall than with home field advantage when we had more wins. He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Packers make it to the Super Bowl again. This was also be a sick-ass Super Bowl, but they get swept 20-0. Danielle Hunter's your Super Bowl MVP. Dak won MVP 2 years in a row, I think. So that's great. Did we get any dev-ups around the team, though? Show me some promise, at least. Don't see any on offense, but that's okay. Offense has been playing good. And I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Tyke Smith is up to superstar. That's actually pretty useful. Would have liked Blackburn to get a dev trade, but I mean, he's an 81 overall. He'll definitely stick around for a while. Braswell has not been doing too much, I don't believe. I mean, he got 4 sacks, 16 TFLs, and he's only 24 years old, so maybe we don't need to draft another pass rusher. Maybe we could just put somebody down here for him. Would like another middle linebacker, but we can worry about that later. First, let's get into these re-signings, get into free agency. It's like a lot of our positions are like okay, but I want them to be great. You know what I mean? Before re-signings, we have the 5th year for Kalijah Cansey. He's been playing pretty good. 16 million is a little bit expensive, but not too bad. I'll go ahead and pick that up. Christian Izzian, our secondary, honestly could use the work right now. I don't know if I'm saying this name right. I don't even know who this is, but 2 years, 9 million. You'd like to play for a new team next year. Who even are you? Go ahead. And that's all the re-signings I believe that we are going to make here. We don't need Jordan Whitehead. Yeah, but that leaves us. Should we re-sign Bobby Wagner? No, if we want him back, we can get him in free agency. Jay Camarda is actually a very great punter, so we'll bring him back. Oh my god! Let's just get to free agency, bro. Oh my god. Why do punters decline deals? Nobody even tries to sign them in free agency. Like, bro. Wow, there is nobody in free agency. That's insane. Like, we could get CJ Mosley just to have another plug-in linebacker, and then we could draft a second one. That wouldn't be the worst idea. Odafe Owe kind of sucks in Madden, I'm pretty sure. Let's see how he did last year. He's normally pretty dog shit. Yeah, I don't want him. We'll probably go for CJ Mosley, but outside of that, I don't see anybody worth going for here. Joe Boltonio is going to be too expensive. We're going to draft a tackle. Taylor Moan would also be too expensive. We're going to get CJ Mosley as a little band-aid linebacker. He's going to be our new Bobby Wagner. We're just always going to have an old-ass linebacker playing for us at some point. CJ Mosley, welcome to the Buccaneers. Let's get to the draft. Very underwhelming free agency. Anyways, I honestly have no idea what I'm really looking for in the draft other than another tackle. It wants Graham Barton to be our tackle right now, and that's definitely not going to happen. So we'll look for a tackle. We'll probably try to draft like a D lineman or something too. Maybe a receiver somewhere down the board if there's like a sneaky, you know, sniper type of pick. We could get a middle linebacker as well. So first pick's probably going to be tackle. Second pick will probably be D end, and then either receiver or linebacker in the third. Yeah, let's just get into the draft. I'm not going to worry about looking at the mock draft or anything. I'm going to raw dog this one. Can we please make it to where that doesn't play every fucking draft? That shit's so annoying. We have the 24th overall pick in the draft this year. Are there any good tackles available? This guy's around 3 to 4 talent, but he looks like straight up one of the best tackles left right now. He looks insane. Okay, we're not drafting tackle in the first round. This is not around 3 to 4 talent. This guy's insane. We're going to be taking him in the second round. He's not going to go in the first round. So I guess we could use this pick either to get like a D end, who it also doesn't look like there's anybody worth taking. Maybe a receiver. Desmond Locke looks pretty good. 22 out of Notre Dame. Pretty good physicals. Looks pretty decent. But we don't need a receiver right now. Like, I think I'm going to trade this first round pick, honestly. And realistically, this should get accepted. Bam. We trade our first round pick from this year and a 5th from 27. And we get a 2nd round pick this year and a 1st and a 3rd next year. Beautiful. So we'll be able to take that tackle here in the 2nd round. I don't want to miss out on him. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, I didn't. Round 3 to 4 talent somehow. He looks pretty damn good to me. A scouting report. B-, and he's only normal dev, but I think he's going to be a good overall. The normal dev does suck. He looked really good to me. I don't know how that's around 3 to 4 talent. Lots of A's, lots of B's. None of these linebackers are worth taking right now. Is there a good D end we can get? Maybe. There's around 2 to 3 talent sitting right here, which, I mean, we are in the late 2nd round, so I feel like that's pretty fair. Fuck it. Let's take them. Dude, right. Get off my screen! Another normal dev. This draft sucks. That's all I got to say. But we do have an extra 1st and 3rd for next year. Let's keep that in mind. Let's just focus on the positives here. Let's focus on the positives. And then we need a linebacker. I almost forgot. Need a linebacker. Any of these guys look decent enough to draft here. Durante Nash looks weirdly dog shit, but weirdly good. B zone, B man, B block shedding, A awareness, and then everything else is terrible. Should we just stick with the theme and make another shit pick? I think so. Dude, like, I don't want to have to skip something every time I make a pick, and it was another bad pick. I know it was a bad pick, though. I had to stay on theme, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm really sick of having to skip Roger Goodell's bitch ass every time I make a pick. So can we get rid of that, please? So that draft was pitiful, to say the least. Let's see at least the overalls of the player. Tackles a 73, DN's a 74, middle linebackers a 72. So yeah, pretty terrible. I'll take blame. We didn't have a 1st round pick, though, to be fair. We did trade it, so let's keep that in mind. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on the positives. We got a decent enough tackle that he can start. Probably going to allow like 12 sacks at least, but we have more picks for next year, so just keep that in mind. So here's how the roster looks for this year. Wilburn looks like he's about 40 years old and on crack. Mike Evans is down to an 84 overall, so love to see that. Maybe we should have drafted a receiver. We know what to look for next year. And corners were also starting to look a little wishy-washy, so I'm thinking we're going to scout some corners and some receivers this year, but at least our safeties are good, and at least we got Vita Vea, and at least the offense has been playing pretty good. So we're going to scout receiver, we're going to scout corner, and hopefully we can have another decent year. I think we can. Like, last year the defense was actually pretty good. I think we had like the 4th defense in terms of points per game allowed. I don't see us making the playoffs this year. I am going to set the goal to make the playoffs again, though. We are coming off a 12-5 year. We may as well. And then for the scouts, we're going to make sure we scout some receivers and some corners so that we're ready for next season. Bam, Elisa Trenkle. Tier 3 scout. Bam, we have 2 first rounders next year. Hopefully we can use 1 on a receiver and 1 on a corner. Let's get to the midseason. We're probably going to be 6-1 again, knowing this game. We're 2-5. That's not very good. Just at least show me that Baker's still doing good. Yikes, that's not good. Rashad White also is not doing that good. Chris Godwin's doing pretty good. I just tried to call him Mike Browns. I tried to combine their names. I'm tired. Marquise Brown's doing pretty good. O-line, I told you guys Wilburn was going to play like shit. We expected it. Are we at least getting to the quarterback? Not really. So, beautiful year so far. If we have to re-sign Vita Vea this offseason, I'm going to trade him, by the way. He's the only good player on our team, but I'm not going to spend money on a player that we don't need right now because we're not winning. We have to re-sign Baker Mayfield. He's already 31. He's only an 82 overall. This fucking sucks because I want to bring him back for the sake of the video, so we'll give him the deal. But he's going to be like a 78 by the time he reaches the end of that contract. And don't really feel like paying $24 million for 1 year of Vita Vea, so we are unfortunately going to be saying goodbye to him, because we could get some pretty good shit out of him. Look at this. We got offered Keenan Allen. We just got offered Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, I'm not even going to accept that because of how stupid that is. But look at this shit we're getting offered. Like, we can get something good out of Vita Vea. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily trade for a player. I might just try to get some picks out of a team that's interested and can't afford him. And now I have even more draft picks for this year. We trade Vita Vea, a 28 4th and a 29 6th for the Patriots, 1st and 2nd for this year's draft. Team's not going to play very good this year, but it's all right. Jamel Dean, we'll go ahead and bring you back. I'll even give you 2 years, $23 million. He takes it. Cody Mach, don't really know if we're going to be bringing him back. He's only 75 overall. We'll look back at the rest of these re-signings at the end of the year. For now, I really don't care. The voices are telling me to go all out and just trade Mike Evans now, but he's only an 84 overall, so actually we're not going to be able to get shit out of him. Let's choose our national focus position. Wide receiver and corner are both strengths. I think wide receivers are harder to figure out who the better ones are. So we'll pick wide receiver as the focus position. Corners are normally pretty easier to fish out. So see you guys at the end of the year. I'm sure now that the team's worse and we traded Vita Vea that we're going to get bit in the ass for it. So, or not bit in the ass. I'm sure we're going to play better now that our team's worse. But I got to go in and make sure that this rookie's starting a D tackle. Or he's not a rookie anymore, but he is here. So defense took a hit. Oh well. And we finished year 3, 7-10. Fair enough, the team got significantly worse, but I think Baker still played pretty good. He was second in the NFL in passing yards with 4,500. 33 touchdowns, a little bit more interceptions than I would like. He is starting to regress, unfortunately. Rashad White kind of played like shit, but I don't even care. Chris Godwin, holy shit, 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1,000 out of Marquise Brown, almost 1,000 out of Mike Evans. Probably be saying goodbye to Mike Evans here pretty soon. Tristan Wirfs somehow allowed the same amount of sacks as a 70 overall rookie. Shout out Madden, this game's great. CJ Mosley led the team in tackles with 129. 19 TFLs out of Kalijah Cansey, 15 out of Wyatt Blackburn, 13 out of Chris Braswell. 8.5 sacks out of Chris Braswell. He's actually been playing pretty good. 5 out of Kalijah Cansey, and decent amount of picks on the year. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Baker Mayfield at number 8. He's been consistently on the board for MVP. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Saquon Barkley. We got Chris Godwin here at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. No Buccaneers. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to David Duckworth for the Giants. No Buccaneers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Marcus Hayward. We came in second place. I swear, like, I remember the same thing happening last year. Like, you just come in second place every time. And the Saints just made the Super Bowl and scored 45 and lost. Interesting. Mahomes just scored 52 in the Super Bowl, so that's got to be the highest scoring Super Bowl ever. That was like almost 100 points. Baker Mayfield's up to X Factor. That's huge. Mike Evans did unfortunately retire. We're going to draft a new receiver. Shouldn't be much of a problem. And clearly Wilburn can compete on the O-line because he's just as good as Tristan Wirfs, apparently. And then Tyke Smith goes up to X Factor. Chris Braswell goes up to Superstar. It looks like Price also went up to Star. So I guess that's good. This D-line needs some work. We need a new D-tackle. Davis is not going to cut it. But honestly, we can make this manage. Baker going up to X Factor is going to help a lot because he'll regress a lot slower. See if we miss any re-signings at the midseason that I'm forgetting about. I don't think there should be anything too important in here. Graham Barton, we have the 5th year for him. That's extremely cheap. We'll pick that up. Cody Mauch, I'll go ahead and re-sign him. Honestly, we're not going to get better than 77 in the draft anyways, so we'll pick him back up. Trey Palmer can go. AJ Milner can go. Yaya Diaby can go. Should we bring back CJ Mosley for another year? No, I think we're going to give him the Bobby Wagner treatment. Like, we'll consider bringing him back in free agency, but who knows? Maybe there'll be somebody better. Can kickers please stop not accepting my offers? We have $108 million to spend in free agency. Just show me some big names so I can make a bunch of signings, have a crazy draft, and we can go to the fucking Super Bowl. Also, there's a top 5 receiver and corner in the draft this year, so we're going to try to find a way to get both of them because that would be insane. We have the draft picks that we can move up and down the board pretty much as we want, but show me some big money names. Nice. Great. Yes, I'm so happy. Should we get Linderbaum and move Graham Barton to guard? Like, we have so much money. I feel like we may as well. Or we get Ronnie Stanley. No, I'm not paying Ronnie Stanley $25 million a year. That's for damn sure. I am interested in Charvarius Ward, though. We could use some help at secondary in case we don't manage to get the corner as well. And then if we have to pick between one of the two in the draft, we'll take the receiver. I think that's pretty genius. I might as well go for Linderbaum. We can probably offer him more money than the rest of the teams can. Apparently not. But are y'all willing to give him a 5-year, $113 million deal? Or at least up there in his offers. Anybody else I'm interested in getting? I wish there was a better D-tackle, bro. I wonder if we could find a way to draft that top 5 receiver and also trade for a D-tackle. That's going to be the goal. So I'd love to get Linderbaum. Probably not going to get him. We'll probably get Charvarius Ward. Let's send these offers through. Linderbaum signs with us. Charvarius Ward's holding out. He wants some better deals, but he also ends up signing with us. So we're going to move Graham Barton to guard. I think that'll work out just fine. And we have lots of picks in the draft. We're going to try to move up high enough to get that top 5 talent receiver. And then we're going to also try to find a way to manage to trade for a D-tackle. We have 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. So I think it's very doable if we play this right. Because I don't even know what our picks are. We could already have a really high draft pick based off the teams we traded with. So, Graham Barton, you are going over to right guard. Right, I have a beautiful O-line. There's no excuses for you this year, Baker. Even though you've already been playing lights out. Watch the 1 year we make the team as good as it's going to be. It's going to be the 1 year Baker plays bad. So, Linderbaum at center, Graham Barton. I didn't even think about how we kind of need a tackle. We could try to draft a tackle too. Ugh. All right, whatever. We can worry about that in a second. Oh, we have more holes on this team than I realized. It's manageable. It's manageable. Just trust. Just trust the process. So first off, where is this receiver supposed to go in the draft? And what overall picks do we have? The corner's projected to go first overall. I want the receiver more anyways. He's projected to go third. We have the 8th overall pick, the 11th overall pick, and the 14th. I think the 8th and the 11th alone should be enough to get up to number 3, which is where we have to get up to. If I trade up to number 3, by the way, and the Titans take him, I'm ending the video. But hopefully we can get up to 3 pretty easily and then also trade for a D tackle. That's going to be the goal here. Okay, we turned 8 and 11 into 3 and the 3rd overall pick in the 2nd round. Probably could have gotten more out of it, but I didn't expect that to go through. Now, what D tackle do we want? That's the real question. I wish I would have asked for more. Maybe I could have gotten a D tackle even easier if I asked for more there from the Texans. Oh my God, I keep lowballing. We got Chris Jones, so that's cool. Now we need to try to trade for a middle linebacker, which we still have a lot to trade. We still have our pick that we're going to use for the receiver, and we still have 2/3 and 2 seconds. So if we can find a linebacker that's pretty good, but not so good that we can't get him for a 2nd and a 3rd, we should be good. Which, I mean, should be doable. We don't need that good of a middle linebacker. But I'd like to get somebody better than somebody we can draft. You know what I mean? I wonder if we can get Okereke just because of how old he is. A 2 and 2/3? Bam. Okay. Now we draft that receiver, and then the team's complete. I swear on my life, if the Titans take this receiver, I'm dead-ass ending the video. We're going to go pick by pick. Advance the next pick. The Seahawks take the corner. Roger Goodell, fuck off. The Titans took the DN. The receiver's ours. The receiver's ours. Baker, we're building such a good team for you. Let's take a quick little look at this receiver. Kyle Ramsey, 23 out of Florida State. Elite strength, speed, jumping, and acceleration. A, awareness, break tackle, catch in traffic, catching, deep route, injury, release, run block, spec, catch, stiff arm. B, ball carrier vision, carrying, medium route. Do I need to say more? He's 6'4". Roger Goodell, please fuck off, bro. Hidden dev, of course. 96 speed, 99 jumping, 96 excel. We just drafted Randy Moss himself, so let's just skip to the end of the draft. I do not care about the rest of the picks whatsoever. We just got Chris Jones, Bobby Okereke, that guy, all in the same draft. So if there's any year that's our year, it's this year. Baker's about to start regressing, so hopefully we can get it done this year because I really don't feel like doing a year 5. He's an 86 overall. Off the rip, he's an 86 overall. Are you kidding me? I do use strong draft classes, by the way, but I've never, ever in my life drafted an 86 overall player. I guess strong draft classes are better this year than they were last year. So that guy definitely has X factor. He's going to be our highest overall receiver straight up by the end of the year. Oh my God. I'm about to bust. So we got Baker sitting at an X factor. Rashad White's slowly increasing. He's already our #1 receiver, which is just beautiful. Wilburn playing good enough last year. We can worry about that later. Okereke is now one of our linebackers. We got Chris Jones. I really don't see a reason. We got Travis Ward. I forgot about that too. Okay, yeah, this team's just straight up beautiful. Yeah, I mean, there's any year, that's our year. It's this one. We're simming straight to the playoffs. Let's get her done. Okay, we didn't win the division, but we went 11-6, and we are in the playoffs. How did Baker do this year? If he had his worst year so far after I built that offense. Okay, no. Pretty damn good year. 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Rashad White, not 1,000 yards, but he averaged 4 per carry, 7 touchdowns. He really just didn't get that many carries, realistically. Kyle Ramsey's the best rookie of all time. 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. 1,300 out of Chris Godwin, 9 touchdowns. Kyle Otten was 600 yards and 8 touchdowns. O-line was pretty terrible. Tyler Linderbaum allowing 10 sacks. Madden, get off my dick. Michael McLeod led our team in tackles over Okereke, interestingly enough. Chris Jones with 20 TFLs, 18 out of Kalijah Cansey, 14 out of Chris Braswell, 12 out of Wyatt Blackburn, and 14.5 sacks out of Chris Jones. 4 picks out of Tyke Smith, 4 out of Jamel Dean, 2 out of Michael McLeod, 1 out of Bobby Okereke, and 1 out of Amari Minor. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. We once again got a vote with Baker Mayfield. He comes in 6th place. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. 6th place goes to Kyle Ramsey. As a rookie, by the way. 9th goes to Chris Godwin. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. 3rd place goes to Chris Jones. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to Kyle Ramsey. He's the GOAT. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Randy Tucker for the 49ers. This is pretty much the last year. We're taking on the Niners in the wild card round. I'm so fucking done. We have a 91 overall team. I'm so fucking done. And we lost by 1 point. You guys can't see because of my face cam. We lost by 1 fucking point. The Niners finally got their revenge. Cool. Luckily, Baker has some morale. If I'm able to re-sign everybody, I'll do another year. But we have $132 million. Realistically, I should be able to keep everything mostly together, so I guess it's worth a fucking try, right? I'm not even going to narrate these re-signings. I'm just going to make it fast motion. All right, so we do, unfortunately, probably have to let Marquise Brown and Chris Godwin hit free agency. They're both kind of regressing. Maybe there'll be better free agent receivers available. If not, we'll draft one. I don't know. We need to get at least one receiver. We had to tag Tristan Wirfs because he's a fucking Can you say that on YouTube? I don't know. Tell him to bring me my money. Tell him to bring me my motherfucking money. We're getting Xavier Worthy. I don't even care. He's signing. Yep, I gave him so much money. He had no choice but to sign with us. We might have to draft another receiver, but I'm doing one more year for you guys. If you wonder why my videos are always so long, it's because I want the Super Bowl so bad, and then no matter how good I make the team, Madden just doesn't care. They just don't care, and I am losing my actual mind. Thank God we drafted the best receiver of all time. That's honestly saving our team, and then on top of that, we now have Xavier Worthy, who Baker Mayfield's going to chuck heavers up to. We're going to draft a third receiver. I mean, I don't know what else we're going to draft. Maybe we just trade the rest of our picks again. Like, I really just want this Super Bowl. Let's see if there's a draftable receiver here in the first round for us. If not, we'll trade for one and just build like the 2017 Warriors. Yeah. Shout out Madden. Shout out Madden. It makes me so happy. I love Madden. There's a round 1 talent receiver here, but he's not projected to go to round 2 to 3, so maybe we hold out till next round to take him, or that's probably not worth it. Let me just take him now. A scouting report. Normal dev. He's a round 1 talent, but why would he have upside? He's projected to go in the 2nd to 3rd round, but he's a round 1 talent, so why would he have upside? Why would we have a trade? And then we're just going to take Tyler Hewitt because he looks pretty good, and we could use another D lineman. And he has it in dev. Cool. That's great. Didn't want the receiver to have it. Let's get into this last year. I don't care if we go 3-14. I'm not doing another year. I'm punching my monitor. I'm turning off my PC. I'm turning off my Xbox. I'm throwing them both in the pool. I'm switching to the Chiefs playbook. That's all I know. Mahomes keeps going crazy, so may as well try it. I tried it in a different video, and it didn't work out, but we got Baker Godfield now. This is the offense. Hopefully Tyler Linderbaum remembers how to play football, considering he's a 93 overall. We got Xavier Worthy. We got the best receiver of all time that we drafted. Otten's been doing great, and the defense is beautiful. So, see you guys at the end of the year, where we're probably going to be 6-11. We went 10-7. We did not win the division, but we're in the playoffs. Thank God. I would have lost my mind. We'll quickly check the stats. We switched to the Chiefs playbook, and Baker still had a pretty good year. 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Rachaad White didn't play very good. He didn't get that many carries once again. He got 14 touchdowns, though. That's nice. Cade Otton was the leading receiver. I forgot we used the Chiefs playbook, but we had 4 receivers with all about 900 yards, so that's pretty interesting. Tristan Wirfs, dude, this game's so fucking stupid. Oh my God. I'm just checking the sacks, and that's it. Chris Braswell led the team in sacks. We got a decent amount of interceptions. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield has officially been on the MVP votes for every single year of this rebuild. Offensive Player of the Year, Jalen Hurts, no Buccaneers. Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons, no Buccaneers. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Zach Nelson. We came in 2nd place because we always do. Taking on the 49ers again. We're a 91 overall team, so are they. We have the same record. We're probably going to lose again. I don't know what else to do. I can't make the team any better. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Chris Braswell got a weekly award. We'll quickly check what the score of the game was. We beat them. You can't see because my face cam. We beat them by a field goal, 24-21. If you guys haven't played franchise yet, the Vikings are... What was the team last year in Madden that was really good? Well, the Falcons. They're the new Falcons. They're always good, but they're not that good, but for whatever reason, they're always good in Madden. And we... Just get me straight to the Super Bowl. Just get me to the Super Bowl. Just get me to the Super Bowl. Just get me to the Super Bowl. Please, 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 please. I just painted the inside of my pants white. I mean, as you can see, none of these are forced wins. I didn't play any of them. Get off my dick. Nobody's ever accused me of cheating, honestly. I just always feel the need to show it because it happens in the last year so often. Let's take one last look at this beautiful lineup. Baker Goatfield, up to an 88 overall X Factor. Cade Otton, up to Superstar. Rachaad White has been terrible the whole time, but Braswell up to X Factor. Chris Jones was already X Factor. One of our rookie safeties is at X Factor. Yeah, shout out this team. It's been a long ride. Video started off very high energy. Got a little bit lower as we went on, but we are in the Super Bowl, and that's all that matters, even if we don't win it. What am I talking about? Of course we're going to win it. Of course we're going to win it. And you know I'm playing a drive. Like, you know I'm playing a drive. Let's all take a breather, hand the ball off to Rachaad White. Okay, there's no way I can run the ball against this. So we're going to once again throw the ball. We're going to move. Actually, no. We're going to put our rookie guy on a little underneath route. We're going to have him cross the field with Cade Otton. And we're going to hope Worthy can torch his man. Come on. Come on. Oh! Yes! want it more. And we got to stop on defense. Wait, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. All right. We got to stop on defense. And we scored a touchdown, take a touchdown lead. We get another stop on defense. We're getting down the field, but we do get stopped. We get another stop on defense. They stop us again. We get another stop. And we can't do anything before halftime. We get the ball at halftime. Get stopped to open up halftime, and they get down the field with a field goal. Cut our lead to 4. We're really not getting anything going on offense, but we do get a touchdown to take an 11-point lead. There's 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're up 11 with the ball. All we have to do is not choke, and we get on the board with another touchdown at 28-10. 28-17, 1 minute left. You already know we won. You already know we won. You think I care about copyright? Wait. Did y'all deadass think I cared about copyright? Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hate saying we changed and look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. There was no fun. Lennon, I know you're nutting in your pants right now. Shout out Good Time Podcast. Shout out Ermac. That's the end of the video. If you made it this far, I'm going to give you the biggest kiss because this video is probably long as shit. But if you made it this far, you're the GOAT. Leave a comment on what team you want to see me rebuild so you can be put in the video like the Good Time Podcast. A lot of energy for this video. I hope it came out good. This was a lot of fun, even though I was tweaking for a little bit. I'm off 2 Red Bulls today. I'm on that different type timing. I love you guys. If you're watching right now, you are very special to me. Don't forget about the giveaway. All you got to do is subscribe. Send it to me on Instagram. Oh, I fucking love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Deuces.